Be ready. 3, 2, 1, start. Laminating the inadequate number of women judges in courts across India. The Chief Justice of India, CJI, N.V. Ramanna, on Saturday said that he would prefer at least 50% representation of women in the judiciary at all levels. The CJI acknowledged that it was only with great difficulty that the Supreme Court SC had achieved a mere 11% representation of women on the bench and said that the issue of representation of women must be highlighted and deliberated upon. Justice Ramanna's comments have highlighted a serious structural lacuna in India's legal system. The underrepresentation of women on the bench. Out of sanctioned strength of 34 judges, the SC has 4 women judges: Justice Indira Banerjee, Hima Kohli, B.V. Nagarathna, and Bela M. Trivedi, 3 of whom were elevated only last week. This is the highest ever number of women judges in the SC's history, with Justice Nagarathna in line to become the first women CJI in 2027. But the story of incremental inclusion itself is a testimony to the history and reality of exclusion. According to government data, out of 677 sitting judges in both the SC and High Courts, only 81 are women, a disappointing 12%. While there is great gender representation at the lower levels of the judiciary, there is a near uniform trend of the proportion of women judges decreasing as one moves up the tiers of the court, says a 2020 report by the Vidhi Center for Legal Policy. This is due to a range of reasons. Women have to negotiate multiple obligations. It is harder to meet the minimum criteria of 7 years of continuous practice to be eligible to be a district judge. Fewer women are in litigation, reducing the pool from which women judges can be selected. And perhaps most importantly, the collegium system suffers from inherent biases for progression in the legal profession, is as much a product of old, often all male networks as in other areas. To be sure, there is no evidence to suggest that only women judges are likely to give gender sensitive judgments, but higher numbers and greater visibility of women in courts can reduce inherent systematic blindness to question of gender. It can give women the necessary confidence to seek justice and enforce their rights through the courts. It can open the door for alternative, inclusive legal perspective and interpretations, and it will enhance the legitimacy of the judiciary. For inclusion creates a wider sense of ownership in the wider community. Beyond gender, this holds true in the case of other marginalized segments too, whose representation must increase. CJI Ramanna has kicked off an important debate.